Welcome to the Bible Investigation Bureau. We have officially started the deep and open-eyed investigation into the birthday of our Messiah. It is stunning that history records the accurate birthdays of many ancient kings, pharaohs, and Caesars. Yet, theologians and scripture scholars are quick to declare there is not one single reference in all 66 books of scripture that pinpoint the exact day of our Messiah's birth. This narrative is then repeated long and often from a myriad of church pulpits worldwide, especially as we near the month of December. But did Christmas or December 25th ever have anything to do with our Messiah's true prophetic birthday? Does it matter anyway? With great pomp and circumstance, most of these same church leaders joyfully celebrate his birthday, along with the heathens and infidels on December 25th, Christmas Day, often entreating their congregations to put Jesus Christ back into it. Yet this begs the question, how can we put our Messiah back into Christmas if he was never there in the first place? Discover in this comprehensive investigation of the birthday of our Messiah how the woof and the warp of Scripture's details produce a sturdy fabric of truth. This article exposes nearly 2,000 years of lies with regard to this most epic and relevant day. Discover how the birthday of our Messiah reveals long-lost evidence of our Creator's original calendar model, and why knowing this is so vital for every obedient follower of Yahweh, and his dear Son. Our Messiah's birthday has been found. The purpose of this article is to illustrate that Yahusha, our Messiah, who came to this earth for the purpose of forgiving sinners and providing the only way back to our eternal Father by way of his shed blood, was born on the precise and appointed prophetic day as prophesied in the Tanakh, or Old Testament. The Brit Hadasha, or New Testament, then confirms the prophecy with punctuated detail as it provides the intertwined lunar time measurements of both the conception and birth of Yahusha, the Messiah, and his pre-appointed prophet, Yahuchanan, also known as John the Baptist. Those who held near to their heart the Kadash, or sacred temple ceremonies with its unique time rhythms for its new or renewed moons, lunar Sabbaths, and annual lunar feast day appointed assemblies, were the ones most likely to anticipate and recognize the first coming of their Messiah and his actual birthday. The same is true today as these truths are being restored in these last days. Each of the clues relating to our Messiah's prophetic birthday has been gathered to illuminate the preeminent fact that his birthday is pragmatically declared in Scripture and only found by utilizing the correct calendar. Stunningly, it has been there all along. The evidence further defines the utter impossibility that our Messiah was born on Christmas Day, December 25th, as declared by Roman Catholicism and their witty Gregorian calendar invention. I want to suggest, based on the evidence in Scripture, that the Creator of humankind is intrinsically attuned to our need for measuring time and the age of all humanity. This is most easily done by counting birthdays. Are you aware that the patriarchs and prophets of old measured birthdays? But they did so according to the astro-luni-solar time measuring model, marked by the full moon as the original start of the lunar months, and according to a specific constellation upon the wheel of stars. This sacred calendar model began and ended on the day following the full moon in the spring and not winter. Conversely, the heathen mark their birthdays on a strictly solar or a lunisolar calendar with a conjunction lunar phase or crescent that highlights a constellation 180 degrees opposite of the model described in Scripture. It is the aim of this article to illustrate the disparity between the true and all the spurious time-measuring models as our Messiah's true and authentic birthday is highlighted. If birthdays were not counted in Scripture, we would have no knowledge of the age of Adam, Methuselah, or Noah at their death. Also, we would not have the recorded ages of the Melchizedek lineage at the time their sons were born from Adam to the time of the Messiah. For this is in part necessary to validate and differentiate the authentic Messiah from the frauds. Genesis 5, Genesis 6:10, Genesis 11:10 through 27, Genesis 22:23, Genesis 25:3, Genesis 25:19, Numbers 26:29, Numbers 26:58, Judges 11:1, Ruth 4:18 through 22, 1 Chronicles 1:34, 1 Chronicles 2:10 through 46, Matthew 1:1 through 16. Was the Messiah's birthday destined to be a mystery? In his master plan, did our eternal Father not want us to know the year, month, week, or day of our Messiah's birth? Some even go so far as to claim that knowing his specific birthday would detract from his divinity, yet nothing could be further from the truth. For it is in the prearranged prophetic details that we find special care has been given to the birthday of the authentic Messiah, so that all will be without excuse. Discover in this article that the precise season, or mode, of our Messiah's birth is unquestionably revealed in Scripture. Then, like a GPS unit, the combined evidence identifies which lunar month, while the little details highlight a specific week. Then, for those of us who believe the clues are explicit, the precise birthday of our Messiah can be known. History records that December 25th first became a notable date for Nimrod and his wife Semiramis of ancient Babylon, as it marked the birth of their son Tammuz, around 2175 BC together. These three, Nimrod, Semiramis and Tammuz, represent the pagan trinity, which they crafted in their own image. This trinity of pagan gods has influenced the whole world under many other titles. Their pseudo-godhood was masterminded in the pit of hell, and has readily replaced the truths regarding the eternal Father and Son so consistently and effectively in the minds of pagans and churchgoers alike. Most of the world assumes it is all part of the Scripture's Messiah story. Yet all along, the December 25th story was tied to the winter solstice and fertility rites of Babylon's new sun worship cult. It symbolized the rebirth of the solar year, a long-held pagan ritual and tradition. So how was it transformed and tied to the Messiah of Scripture? Although the chart below depicts all the pagan gods' birthdays as occurring on December 25th, in all actuality, December as a name did not exist until much later. And even then, it was originally called the 10th month of the lunar year, as all ancient nations were established upon the principles of lunar years and months. Most likely that 10th month was called Shabbat or its equal. So many things have been moved around and changed concerning the Roman calendar from the time of Julius Caesar to the present. Today, December 25th coincides with the 12th month of the solar year. The first time December 25th was recorded as being celebrated as Christmas by Roman Christians was during the reign of Constantine, Emperor of Rome, in AD 336, the year before his death. This was initiated to promote his newly created God, Jesus Christ, and the birth of his new Roman religion, Christianity, which was designed to combine his favorite tenets of the crucifixion story of the Messiah with his long-held pagan gods and their birthday traditions. All was done with a sleight of hand to mix truth with error. The first time December 25th was recorded as being celebrated as Christmas by Roman Christians was during the reign of Constantine, Emperor of Rome, in AD 336, the year before his death. This was initiated to promote his newly created God, Jesus Christ, and the birth of his new Roman religion, Christianity, which was designed to combine his favorite tenets of the crucifixion story of the Messiah with his long-held pagan gods and their birthday traditions. All was done with a sleight of hand to mix truth with error. Scripture clues in history meet to establish the year of our Messiah's birth. Herod was king of Judea during the birth of both Yahuchanan, also known as John the Baptist, and Yahusha the Messiah, as noted in the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 5. He reigned from 40 BC to somewhere between 4 and 1 BC, but we believe Herod died in 1 BC. Cyrenius, whose full Roman name was Publius Sulpicius Quirinius, was governor of Syria in those days, as mentioned in Luke, chapter 2, verse 2. History establishes that his first census was around 2 BC. This census happened during a warmer time of the year, which allowed the people of the land to travel with their families without being overly hot or cold. This most likely took place in the late summer or early fall, which correlated with the evidence of the priestly course of Zechariah. Joseph took Mary on a journey to pay taxes and appear for the census in Bethlehem, the city of David, his ancestral home, as recorded in Luke chapter 1 verse 4. By utilizing the time pointers of King Herod's reign along with the years when Quirinius was governor, the year of the Messiah's birth can be approximated as 2 BC. So let's dive into the fascinating story of how Constantine played a role in the creation of Christmas. You see, in the 4th century, Emperor Constantine, the first Christian Roman emperor, made a significant decision. He declared December 25th as the official date to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. This choice wasn't random, it aligned with existing pagan festivals, making the transition smoother for his subjects. Pretty interesting, right? Now let's explore the historical clues that might help us pinpoint the year of the Messiah's birth. Scholars have analyzed various sources, including astronomical events and historical records. For instance, the Star of Bethlehem, often associated with Jesus' birth, has been linked to a conjunction of planets around 6 to 4 BCE. Additionally, historical texts from the time of King Herod provide further context. These clues, when pieced together, offer a fascinating glimpse into the possible timeline of this pivotal event. Herod the Great ruled Judea with an iron fist. His reign was marked by grand architectural projects and ruthless political maneuvers. Yet his legacy is often overshadowed by his paranoia and the infamous massacre of the innocents. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Cyrenius was governor of Syria, and everyone went to their own town to register. Cyrenius, also known as Quirinius, was appointed governor of Syria. His administration was responsible for conducting the census, a task that required meticulous planning and execution. The census not only served to count the population, but also to assess taxes and military service. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. This investigation is just the beginning of a powerful series. Stay tuned for episode 2, where we dive deep into scripture clues that reveal the exact lunar month, week, and day of the miraculous conception of both John the Baptist and Yahushua the Messiah. Every detail matters. Don't miss a single moment of this eye-opening journey. The shocking truth is waiting to be uncovered.